See, I'm going to take my next second lecture, which is brief. Sorry for bryophytes. I have already finished one lecture, which is considering algae. Right? I have given this my last lecture in description, so you can see there. Right? Now, I am going to give you some of the brief. What is the brief about bryophytes? According to need purpose, I am giving to you. So normal things. Okay. So first of all, bryophytes is the land plant. First land plant, but it is not successive, right? Why it is not successive? Because it is having some water canals, so we can say it as it is from aquatic plants. So even though it is not a fully land plant, why? Because it is somewhat it is dependent on water for fertilization, right? So and here roots are absent in the case of bryophytes. So it is also called as sciophytes. Why? Because it is living in the shady places. Okay, so if it is, we are saying bryophytes and sciophytes. Sciophytes means which is the plant which is living in the shady places, right? So its life cycle is haploid. So if you're haploid, that is end condition. So there will be no formation of zygote. So zygote will be two end condition, right? So there will be no zygotic meiosis. So if there is a zygotic meiosis, there should be an two two things should be there. The two end should be coming. So this then it is having the two sex organs. If you are considering about sex organs, it's having two sex organs in the antherium and oogonium, which is having the male sex organs is called anthracoids, which is produced by the anthelium, right? So it is having the oogamous type of sexual reproduction. So it is a large non-motile and small motile gametes will be there. That is why. So remaining we will see in the case of NCERT purpose. So we will firstly we will read what are things are there in the case of bryophytes in the case of NCERT. So it will be more interesting to learn. And what I have told to you, just revise according to why I am reading the NCERT. So first of all, we are reading the bryophytes include the river mosses and the liverworts. That is okay. That are found commonly growing in the moist, shady place areas in hills. That is okay. We can say that. And here, if you are seeing the part, pot of plants here, these are the plants of bryophytes. The first plant is called A. It's liverworts. First you see here, it is liverworts. That is in the case of female thallus and male thallus. Here, in the case of A plant, this A plant is the female thallus, is A thallus. We are having the anthropophora. So anthropophora, we can say it as male reproductive part, right? And the reproductive organ, we can say the archegoniophora, the female reproductive organ, we can say this C here, this is gemmacups, right? This is gemmacups. So this gemmacups is a vegetative reproductive part, and this gemmacups also is having the male reproductive part. Gametophyte is also having the gemmacups, which is a vegetative reproductive part. So it is liverwort we have finished. Then second is case of B. We have told the male thallus mosses, right? Then the case of C plant, which is funaria. Funaria, we can see it is leaf-like structures, not leaf. This is not. It is a leaf-like structure, not leaf, right? So it is having seta, that capsule. So with this capsule, there will be presence of spores, right? This is sporophytic and this is gametophytic. So this is used for spore dispersal. So seta will view like this for spore dispersal. Then the case of D diagram, what is the sphagnum, which is also the gametophyte. See here, which is the archegonial branch. So this archegonial branch, which has the reproductive organs. So this branch is having, and this branch, this is the antheridial branch, right? So if you are going in the text, so bryophytes are also called as amphibians of the plant kingdom. That we need to know. Amphibians of the plant kingdom. Why is amphibians? Because it can live both in sea, that is aquatic, and also land plants. I have told in the NCERT. So then in case of plant kingdom, because these plants can live in the soil but dependent on the water for sexual reproduction. I have already told which is dependent on the reproduction. So so they usually occurs in damp and humid soil. I already told that the word we are using humid and shady localities. What is that? Scarophytes. So they play an important role in the plant succeeding the back rocks. It's not important for the purpose. So plant body of the bryophytes is more differentiated than the algae. Then this is not important. So algae thallus. So it is a thallus. See, if it isn't looking like a thallus, like say it is the how we can say it as It is like a leaf-like structures. So here, like in the case of liverworts, this is thallus. This is thallus structure. So this is only the thallus structure. You need to remember like this only. You need to illustrate like a diagram, right? So it is prostate and erect. So prostate and erect means straight, erect means straight. So attached to substrate by the unicellular and mitral rhizoids. Rhizoids mean which is a root-like structure which is present in the case of bryophytes. So here, see, this is rhizoids. See, this they have given for substrate, attachment to the substrate. Substrate means some type of host-like structures. So from that, it is taking some of nutritions. Substrate of multicellular and unicellular rhizoids. This is important. So they lack true roots, stems or leaves. See, they lack true roots, stems or leaves. This is important that I already told that it is having the not having the true roots. It is having the roots as rhizoids or stems and leaves. So they possess root-like structures, leaf-like structures, and stems and structures. I already told in the case of Funaria. Told that the main plant body is bryophyte is haploid. I already told that if it is a haploid, the bryophyte is haploid. I already told that if it is an haploid, there should be only N condition. There should be only N condition. So there is no zygotic meiosis. This is an important point according to need purpose, right? It produces gametes and it's called as gametophyte. So if it is producing gamete, then it's called as gametophyte. So sex organs are bryophytes are multicellular. I already told that we are having two sex organs will be there, which is antheridium and oogonium. Told that, right? Then they produce a biflagellated anthrozoids. So this antheridium, which is a male sex organ, which produces an anthrozoid, that is biflagellated. So it is having two flagellas and then, so it is also correct. The female sex organs, which is called as archegonium, which is flash shaped. So in this point, we need to know in female reproductive sex organs, which is archegonium, is a flat shape and produce single egg, right? So anthrozoids are releasing see this anthrozoids is there, right? So this they will release in the water. So this archegonium and anthrozoids will come in contact through water, right? So it is having the oogamous type of reproduction that I have told in the case of need purpose before reading the NCERT text, right? That you need to know. You can note it in any of the papers or then an anthrozoid fuses with the egg to produce zygote that we already know. It's a common process. Anthrozoids, male and female gamete, will already form zygote and do not undergo reductional division. I already told that, right? Zygotic meiosis. Reductional division means meiosis. Reductional divisions means what is meiosis? I will write here. See, I can write here that is meiosis. Meiosis. Okay. Then here, if you are going with the second paragraph, you do not undergo reduction division. Reduction division means it is meiosis. They produce multicellular bodies and cells. Their cell is called sporophytic. Why we are saying sporophytic? Sporophytic means it's not free living but attached to the photosynthetic. Sporophytic means it is not free living but it is attached to the photosynthetic gametophyte. This gametophyte, I have told that it's a gamete producing plants and the body, which we are saying it as gametophyte, and this gametophyte is photosynthetic. So this sporophyte, zygote is developing into sporophyte, which is also female, right? This sporophyte is fully dependent on the gametophyte for food and nourishment. They derive nourishment from it. From it what? It is gametophyte. So some cells of the sporophyte undergo reductional division to produce haploid spores, and these spores germinate to produce gametophyte. So the under reductional divisions of the sporophyte will undergo meiosis. So this sporophyte is only undergoing meiosis, not the zygote. So that they are telling that zygotic meiosis is absent, zygotic reductional divisions is absent, right? To produce haploid spores. So this always meiosis will produce haploid spores, and these spores germinate into gametophyte. That we all know common points. So you need to learn like this only. So common points what are there in the case of the bryophytes and pteridophytes, you need to learn that only. So right. So then bryophytes are generally of little economical importance. So there are some economical importance also in the case of bryophytes. But some mosses provide food for the herbaceous mammals. So from that here we are getting as bryophytes includes mosses, right? So these mosses are the food for herbaceous mammals, mammals and birds, sea birds, and other animals. That is species of then other animals. So mosses, the bryophytes, the mosses is used for the fodder in the other animals. Species of sphagnum, a moss provide a peat. Peat means coal, coal which produce energy, which produce fuel and fuel. So and this peat is not that much burnable. That much energy will not be produced by this peat. So there is this peat is having more much capacity to hold only the water. So packaging material for the transmission of living material can easily be transported by these peats. So peat has some water holding capacity, so it will not make those products to be degraded or decomposed. Right? Mosses along with the lichens are the first organism to colonize rocks and plants. Right? This is important. Mosses along with lichens. Lichens we have already there seen that there's algae is also having the association with some of the fungi which is called lichen. So bryophytes in bryophyte there is a moss which is having the association with the lichens. It's also forming colonize in the rocks. So the mosses and the lichens is forming colonization and having the mutual attraction and mutual works they are doing for each other, and they are colonizing on the rocks and the great economical importance. So these mosses and lichens are giving the great economical importance, right? Since mosses forms a dense mat of the soil. See here, mosses is forming the dense mat of the soil. So this naturally the mat can be formed by the mosses in the soil. They reduce the implantation of water from and prevent the soil erosion. So due to this mosses, if there is a heavy rain, the soil cannot be eroded easily because the mosses are there as a mat. So this will flow the water but without touching the soil, right? Then the bryophytes are divided into two cases, that is liverworts and mosses. These are the two important, right? Then if you are seeing liverworts, see here I am giving a small introduction, which is Hepaticopsida, right? Which is Hepaticopsida. In case of need purpose, they are given the Hepaticopsida. I am giving you some short brief introductions about the, but in the case of need purpose, and it will be understanding for yourself. So Hepaticopsida, that is two examples they are given. The first the shape is Markensia. If it is in shape, it's normal shape, it is Markensia. If it is in present in the flat shape, it is Riccia. RICCIA. Then thallus thallus is like a dorsiventral type. So sporophyte depends on gametophyte. Same like in the case of bryophytes. Common terms in the case of bryophytes, sporophytes is completely dependent on gametophyte. So sporophyte is getting some nutrition from gametophyte. I am dealing with the Hepaticopsida in case of need purpose. I am just revising it. Then you will be easily understanding the NCRT purpose, right? So elater. This is a important extra point that you need for NEET, right? Elater, ELA, TER, elater. See, this elater means what is this elater? Elater is somewhat which is used for sports dispersal. In the case of Markensia, Hepaticida capsida is having the example of Markensia, which is having the elater. Elater means which used for sport dispersal. On sports dispersal, this elater will absorb more number of water. Then the surface will get dry. Then after drying, the surface will get ruptured and it will break off. So the spores will get ruptured off, spread off, right? Then spores will get spread all over the environment. Then it will produce a new offspring, right? Then in the case of liverwort, there are some examples: Riccia, Markensia, Scriptothallus, Rayleigh, Corella, and Pelia. This is case of examples which are there in the case of in NEET purpose. I am repeating it: Riccia, Markensia, Cryptothallus, Rayleigh, Corella, and Pelia. Right? If you want, I can write it here. That is not needed because in the here also in the NCRT also you are getting example, right? So yes, in case of the NCRT, they are what they are given. River goes in marsh area and shady habitat. Okay, such a bank of streams and a marshy ground, dam soil, trees, and deep in the wood. So from here we are taking it as it is share in the moist area, like we can say. So plant body of the liverworts is tallard. So tallard I already told in the case of last lecture, there is tallard is somewhat structure which is like a leaf, flat leaves. Like case of Markensia. Markensia I told in the case of it is having the elater, right? Okay. Thallus is dorsiventral. I have already told in the case of leaf purpose. I have already told closely oppressed to the substrate, which is closely oppressed to substrate by the case of rhizoids. So leafy members have the tiny leaf appendages. So in the two rows on the stem-like structures, right? They are having some leaf-like appendages in the case of stem-like structures, right? Asexual reproduction in the liverworts take place by the fragmentation of thalli. So asexual reproduction in the liverworts is taken by the fragmentation of the thalli. So this thallus is dividing. Fragmentation means I will repeat it. Fragmentation means if it is in whole body, it is divided processly. This division will grow into a new individual, right? This is this is fragmentation, and the formation of the specified structure is called gamma cups. I already told in the case of upside. I have told in the case of mosses and liverworts. Liverworts I have told that that is in process. That is in diagram. I have told that there is gamma cups, which is the vegetative reproductive organ. So gemme is a plural. So if you are considering it as singular, you are getting gemma, right? So gemma are the green multicellular asexual bud and which develops into small receptacles called gemma cups. So this gemma cups is a small receptacle, right? So this gemma cups is a small receptacle which is present in the case of plant body. So see here, I am repeating with the diagram. See here, this small bud which is called gemma cups. So this gemma-cups is a vegetable reproductive organ, which is in the case of they are given in the case of asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction is also considered in the case of vegetative reproduction. No difference, any difference in between those, right? So gemma-cups become detectable from the parent body, become detected. So they have told us detect, which is detected means which gets separated from the plant body and will generate into a new individual. So generate new individual. So asexual reproduction happens. There are two processes in the asexual reproduction: gamma cups and gamma cups and the asexual bud. It's called as asexual bud. That we need to know. Then here, germinate to form the few individuals during sexual reproduction. In the case of sexual reproduction, we have gone into a new point. Sexual reproduction, male and females sex organs are produced either on the same or different thalli. So thalli means a plant body. So the sporophyte is different into food, seta and capsule. So 3 points are there. So the sporophyte, this sporophyte. So here also there is a sporophyte, that's the bryophyte. So the zygote will develop into a sporophyte. So this sporophyte is differentiated into 3 parts, that is food, seta and capsule. That is the case of Funaria. I am repeating with the diagram. See here, it is Funaria. So it is having the food, seta and capsule. So this is the food part, and this seta part, and the capsule part. So this capsule and seta, which is called the sporophytic part, and the gametophytic part is leaf part. So the gametophytic part is photosynthetic. So sporophytic part is attached to the gametophyte for nourishment, that I have told in the case of common bryophyte concept, right? So here we are going. Then food seta capsule. After meiosis, spores produced within the capsule. I have told that the seta is used for the spores dispersal. As it's leaving, it will disperse some spores, and these spores germinate to form the free living gametophyte. Right? This is okay. This is enough. Then enough for this one. Then, if you are considering about the masses, I will take here. Take here. In the case of Antherocopsida, I am having the Antherocopsida here. See, Antherocopsida, the thallus like. So first of all, the first copy in the case of hornworts. In case of hornworts for a neat purpose, I am there are so much of there. So I'm just dictating it. Then just understand this. If you I am dealing with first of all Antherocopsida, I'm just telling it. Just understand it. Antherocopsida, just imagine it. It's a thallus like thallus. I want to see reflex structure. Scales are absent. There is no presence of scales. Rhizoids are present. So if it is a rhizome present, there is no presence of two roots and stems. So it is also having the sporophytic divisions, which is food, seta, capsule, like the divisions that there in the case of Antherocopsida, are not completely dependent on gametophyte because they are semi-parasitic. because this sporophyte is also photosynthetic. In the case of Antherocopsida, the sporophyte is also having the photosynthetic part. So okay, so basal part, especially meristem present due to the capsule grow faster. So in the basal part after Antherocopsida, which is for the hornworts, which is having the meristematic region. So the capsule will develop fast. So Antherocopsida is short one. No, they have given in the separate for need purpose. I am just dictating is just remember. If you want, you can just rewind my video and you can see that. Then in case of Bryopsida, the plant body is mosses made up of stems. Now we go on to the mosses. So Bryopsida, the stems have rhizoids, same like in the case of mosses, they are given the presence of leaf in the case of gametophyte. The presence of leaf in the gametophyte is a unique characteristic of mosses. Bryopsida is fully considered about the mosses, and the presence of leaves in the case in the gametophyte region is a unique characteristic of the mosses. That's important. Unique characteristic means it is most important that we are considering about the need purpose. So in the case of Bryopsida, they are given the vegetative reproduction, right? Fragmentation, budding in the secondary protonema stage, highly developed sporophyte. That highly developed sporophyte is present here, right? Then the sporophyte is also semi-parasitic. That we need to know. Sporophytics are also semi-parasitic. Semi-parasitic means the photosynthetic part is also present in the Bryopsida, right? Okay. Then in case of NCRT purpose, if you are seeing, see here. See, in the case of mosses, we are dealing with the mosses, right? So the predominantly stage of life cycle of mosses is gametophyte, right? Mosses is the gametophyte. Reason I already told that mosses. In the case of need purpose, I have told the sporophytic is not fully dependent on semi-parasitic. Right? The first stage is called as protonema stage, which is developed directly from spores. It is creeping, right? First, there are two stages, which is called as protonema stage, first stage. So developing directly from spores. So this protonema stage, the protonema is what type of plant is present. That plant is directly developed from the spores. So it creeps and creeping. It is a creeping, green branched, and frequently filament stage. Filament stage like in case of branching, like it is. The second stage is called as leafy stage. So right, second stage is called as leafy stage, which they develop from the secondary protonema stage as a lateral bud. This first stage is protonema stage, and which is directly developed from the first of all there is spores. This from the spores, the protonema stage plant. What is the gametophytic plant which produced? And second stage, which is this protonema stage is creeping in and branched stage that we need to know. Then second stage is called as leafy stage, and which is developed from the secondary protonema stage. That is first protonema stage and secondary protonema stage. From the secondary protonema stage, the leaf stages is starting. So they consist of uprights and slender axis bearing spiral arranged leaves. So they are attached to the soil. They are attached to soil through a multicellular branched rhizoids. So here I have told in the case of NCRT purpose also, we were considering in the case of Mosasaurus bryopsida, I have already told that which is not having the true roots, which is having rhizoids. So you can damn sure that you can get all the case of bryopsida, we are having only rhizoids, right? This is the main important thing. All we are having branched rhizoids through multicellular and branched rhizoids. This stage bears the sex organs. So this stage bears sex organs, right? Sex organ there will be compulsory, there will be reproduction. See, vegetative reproduction in mosses is by fragmentation, budding in the case of secondary protonema. The reproduction in mosses is by fragmentation. Vegetative reproduction is by fragmentation, that is normal thing, and budding in secondary protonema stage. Secondary protonema stage, I have told that here there will be bud formation, and from the bud leafy stages will be appearing. Right? So in sexual reproduction, sex organs are antheridium and archegonium will be present. So by the name we can get it. This is the antheridium is male organ, sex organ, and the archegonium is female sex organ. Are produced at the apex of the leaf shoot. So after fertilization, the zygote develops into a sporophyte. I have already told the case of the need purpose. We were considering about the Bryopsida. Consists of the food set on capsule, right? But also we know that sporophyte is the mosses is more elaborate than the case of that in liverworts. Sporophyte of the mosses is more elaborate than in liverworts. Right, sporophytic generation is more elaborated and more complicated and more systematic, right, and more expanded system of sporophytic generation is present in the case of mosses than in the case of liverworts. So the capsule contains spores. I have already told the capsule is containing spores. Same like in the case of that one last in liverworts. So spores are formed after meiosis, and the mosses have an elaborate mechanism of spore dispersal. So not like in the case of elater, that is present in the case of hepatic capsula and anthracida, right? So common examples of the mosses are Funaria, Polytrichium sphagnum, and some of the examples which is given in the case of need purpose that is not important. So NCERT examples is most important. Okay, so I am going to post my next video in some more. I need time because I need to concentrate on my studies also, right? Thank you. If you want me to do more videos, please comment in my comment box. And if you want my whole video, I will give it in my description box, right? Okay, you can get it there.